This episode is brought to you by the Shop 1 in 5 Pledge. We believe that when you purchase from a small online or offline business, your dollar goes further. Hey friends, Minna and I created the Shop 1 in 5 Pledge, and we're inviting you to take it with us. It's a commitment to make 1 in 5 of your purchases from a small business, online or offline. It's a way to make an impact together where and when it matters most. Because the truth is, your purchasing power matters now more than ever. Head to shop1in5.com to take the pledge. Make that commitment to shop 1 in 5 of your purchases towards a small business. We also invite you to shop the directory if you don't know where to find other small businesses. It's right there on the page. And we're asking for you to share the pledge. Imagine if each of us told 3 to 4 people about the Shop 1 in 5 pledge. It would be an incredible and life-changing for so many small businesses. Tell your friends, your family, and your social network. It costs nothing extra and makes a world of difference. Our purchases have the ability to change lives. Okay, let's jump in.
Welcome to the Product Boss Podcast, where we help product-based businesses grow their sales and improve their strategies.
Hey everyone, I want to introduce you to my co-host and biz bestie, Minna Kunlo-Sita, an Amazon guru that has built a multi-6-figure product-based business.
And introducing the other half of the Product Boss, Jacqueline Snyder. She has helped launch and grow over 500 fashion apparel and accessory brands, even one of her own.
And together, we share our inventory of secret weapons that will help you dig deep and do the work it takes.
Are you ready? Let's build together.
Hey friends, it's Jacqueline and Minna. And if you've ever wondered what it's like to coach with us and have our brains come together to work on your business, then you're going to love this episode.
Because recently, we invited a few multi-stream machine students to submit questions that we could coach and answer live, and we wanted to share their sessions with you today. We're so excited, so let's jump in.
Hey, Suzanne.
Hi.
Hi. So would you mind introducing yourself to everyone that's watching and let us know about your business and what you sell?
Sure. I am Suzanne Godbold, and I am the owner and creative director at Three Best Bakery. I'm a boutique bakery in Central Arkansas, and I specialize in cookies, cakes, and cupcakes. In 2019, I moved from being a home baker into my retail store. So I had 3 great months and then COVID. So it really was like a total 180 change of what I had in mind of my business plan. And so that's when I started incorporating a lot of online stuff as well. Kind of getting into like, send your best friend some cookies because she's stuck in her house and can't come to the bakery.
I mean, it sounds amazing. Like you're making my mouth water for real, because
Yes.
that would be such a hard thing though. So basically you started and then, but now can you talk to us where you are now as far as like fast forward and where you are monthly revenue and what the things, just the spot you're in now?
Yes. So fast forward a little bit, we closed pretty much all of March and April, just having kids at home, and it was wild. And but moving through the summer and into the fall, I actually ended up having $100,000 in gross sales, which I never even expected, and it was wonderful. Depending on busy season, so winter months are a lot busier for cookies and stuff. I have between 10 and 15 monthly gross revenue, which is exciting. And I was able to hire an assistant. And then I just recently hired a part-time baker to help me with production.
Amazing.
Yay.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for being here and thank you for sharing all of that. And so her question is I need help increasing pricing or bundling specific products / offering free shipping to increase my revenue from online sales. So ultimately what you're dealing with right now. And so just as we did a pre-meet normally in our, in our hot seats, we don't really have a pre-call kind of thing, right? But we were going live with this. So from what you've told us though, is that you sell in person in Arkansas.
Correct.
And you're at the top tier. Would you want to just kind of tell us what you said there?
Yes. So in my area, there aren't a whole lot of brick and mortar bakeries. We've got a lot of grocery store bakeries. Walmart is obviously very big here in Arkansas. So it's a lot of grocery store competition, which is not really my style. So I'm definitely a boutique bakery. I'm at the top of the price range for my area. It's definitely a boutique feel and price. But then when I do market research for online sales, I'm definitely at the low end. And I've had a lot of customer feedback from online sales because I ship all over the nation now that they're like, oh my gosh, this is so cheap. What are you doing? So that's kind of where I'm trying to figure it out right now.
So what's cheap? So what are cheap or what's expensive? So what are the price points of your cookies?
And what do you sell specifically?
Yeah.
So for online, I sell my bags of cookies, which I package here. So it's half dozen cookies and I sell them for $6 each. So you get a half dozen cookies. And then I also sell what I call a smash cookie. It's a soft sugar cookie with buttercream on it. And I sell these for $2 each.
Okay.
And then you also have cupcakes and cakes though, right?
Correct. In store. I don't ship any of those. But yes, so in store, I do custom cakes, birthday cakes, wedding cakes, things like that.
How much is a cake? Like what's a typical cake?
Like a 10-inch cake, which would feed 30 to 40 people. I sell for $75.
Okay.
How much do you make online and what's the percentage breakdown? B2B or online versus offline, I mean.
Right now, and it's slowly growing, but right now I'm at about 25% online sales and 75% in person in Central Arkansas sales.
Okay. Okay. And so your main question again goes back to that you need help increasing the pricing or bundling specific products and offerings, like free shipping to increase her revenue from online sales. So what you're seeing here is that she's in person is hitting a cap on like what the market will bear in her town. But online, she's seeing that there's room for growth and that people are willing to buy for more. I mean, Adriana, who lives next to me in New Jersey, said they are cheap because we buy coffees for $8, right? And like cookies for $6, one cookie. So, okay. So, and then Kristen is asking, what's your average order value and which items are your best sellers?
So I've already pared down on my best sellers. So it's definitely my bags of cookies and my smash cookies. I used to sell a lot more stuff on my website. And so average order with shipping is only about $25 right now, but that's like 4 bags of cookies,
Right. Cause they're $1 each.
Right. It's a lot of,
that's a lot of cookies, right?
Right. For very little money. Yes.
Okay. Could you ship cakes and cupcakes online or is that not?
I could, but I don't know if I want to.
Okay.
I like the cookie idea because cookies I feel like are trending right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So we usually, I guess when we answer these hot seats, Minna goes first and I go second. So did you want to jump in?
I don't know. Like my initial thought is that the price margin, right? So I know you're hitting a cap, and I think Jacqueline can go into that for the cookies. My instant thought was to go to the cakes. You already know that they will pay $75 for a cake, right? And so locally, the market will bear a $75 cake. Now, how can you raise the value on that? Well, when I first asked you what a smash cookie was, you said it's because you smash the cookies and you put buttercream on the top. But what if it was a smash cookie cake? Like for smash birthdays, because the first birthday they get a smash cake, you buy whatever that is worth and you up the price to, there's the specialty cakes for your boutique bakery, but the smash cookie cake, which is what you're known for.
So are you saying it's a big cookie, like a cookie cake or
no, it's so it's a cake, a smaller one because they usually are smaller. And maybe it's a 6-inch or I don't know what baking diameters are usually. And then it's cookies that are coming out of the top of it, like half ones that look like they're going inside. And so it has like, there's cookies. So when you have a slice, you get a cookie, but you also get the cake, And so that would be fun. I don't know if it does have to be a smaller size. It could be the one that's beautiful that the whole event gets to eat. For example, the family gets to eat versus the one that the little kid gets to eat because they might just get a smaller version with a one cookie coming out the top, right, for their first birthday. So you are selling 2 cakes. They're more expensive, but they get this, they have an experience around them. And your smash cookies are your best seller is what you had told us. So it kind of lifts up that price of what they're willing to pay locally. From 75, you can really work your way around there to 95, whatever it is, depending on the tiers you're going to here. So locally, they won't be focused on smash cookies, which you could focus on online, right? And you could raise the price of. But locally, you'll be focusing on the cakes and the cupcakes, as they have a far better margin for you. And they take pretty much the same amount of time. So that's my initial thought. But Jacqueline, what do you think?
Yeah, I have a different thing, because cakes are cakes, and those customers will come and they'll go, and they're like,
right. But if there's only one in town, because even in Iowa, we only have a certain amount of boutique bakeries, you will pay for the pricing because you otherwise it's Hy-Vee, Walmart, all those other ones. You're paying for the specialness.
But what I think what we're missing here is the idea of your cookies. So your cookies are your best sellers, right? You're underpricing your best sellers. So everyone here is like, I mean, if you see the comments, people are like, I buy them for $3 each, $3.75 to $4, right? Everyone is used to spending more. So I get where you are. What I actually think you need to do with your cookies, and there's a trend, like I said, in cookies, is there's scarcity around your cookies. So the idea is that they come from all far and wide, and they have to wait in lines, because what you're going to do is you're going to hype your cookies. So there's going to be new types of smash cookies, right? And it's like the flavor this week or the flavor of today, and like you really start to market, and it's like, I don't know, birthday cake smash cookie. Right. And they start to wait in line, and they do things that are, because your smash cookie, I think, is the differentiator. It's the thing that's probably yours. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
And the frosting that goes on the top, I'm guessing, because sugar cookies, do they look like that? A drop cookie with a frosting on the top? They don't usually, right?
No. So like the smash cookies are definitely like a flat cookie, and then when I smash it, there's like a little cup then that I fill with the buttercream.
It's the buttercream frosting. So your cookies are probably more expensive than usual, but your prices are lower, right? Because of the frosting. Right. So
yeah. So I actually think, so there's a few people I want you to look at in market research. Okay. And they're all out of New York, because anyone who lives in New York or been in New York is willing to pay all the money for baked goods. Yeah. So they're newer, and they blew up in 2020 as My Cookie Dealer. Have you heard of them?
Mm-mm.
Okay. 278,000 followers. My sister, who's in California, follows them. They do cookie drops. So basically, it's like I'll show you, theirs are different than yours. Theirs are like super thick. They're like half-pound cookies, because I think that's the trend, right? And what they'll do is they'll do cherry toaster pastry, available now. They post it, mycookiedealer.com. You order it. If it's gone, it's gone. So you have to pay attention to their Instagram to know when these really cool cookies are going to drop. And they
have filling? I couldn't see that picture.
Yeah, they're filling, but it doesn't matter, because her smash cookies are obviously wanted. She sells online, but it's the idea of the hype around the cookies. And it could be your regular cookies too, right? Because you could start to play with the flavor. But then people here are saying kind of the same thing, right? Like there's a donut spot in San Diego that makes a certain amount every day, and lines are around the corner, and they're not cheap.
But with that frosting, if you're smashing them and there's a hole or a bucket and you put it on there, like if you did ones that were just simply more expensive, like an $8 cookie or $7 cookie, if you're comfortable, that has like a leprechaun's legs coming out, for example, I've been seeing a lot, but it looks like it would if it was the top of a cake, right? Because the frosting has a bucket, right? That's what you're saying, that the smash.
But they sell theirs are like big half-pound cookies, right? So they're like $4, $5, $6 each. Mina and I went to a cookie company when we were in North Carolina together. Do you remember that cookie?
Oh
It
yeah.
was they're in New York. They do
24/7 cookies, something like that.
Yeah, they'll deliver cookies to you in the middle of the night. Anyways, so there's the idea of scarcity and really playing up the flavors and making it be something like, here's my cookie drop. When they're gone, they're gone. And people will immediately go and try and order them. And it's going to take a while for you to get that going. But I think that's the thing. And I think you can do the same thing in store. Now, it can be, because you sell them for $2 each, right? Another place that I went to in Palm Desert was you could get like a six pack of them. So it was like you can, because there were so many like good flavors, you might want, it's kind of like a cupcake store, right? Like, or donuts where they get to pick. I think cookies are similar to donuts where there's not, they usually don't just buy one, probably.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So then it's like the 6-pack version, and then there's the 12-pack version kind of thing. And you try and sell more of them. So I do think that your Smash Insomnia, thank you, Angie. It's called Insomnia cookies.
Mhm.
I do think you could probably go up to $4 on your Smash cookies and $2.50 on your others.
So I have a question. So in multi-stream machine and that the pricing module, when you do the 2x2x2, do you multiply it by 2 3 times or twice?
So 2x2x2 doesn't relate as well to food because food usually has a gigantic margin.
Okay.
And
do you
that's
know your
because
margin? Like
I do. So right now I have $1.75 in profit on the Smash cookies. So with labor, they cost me 25 cents each.
So all of you are like, we should get into baking because
usually like get bigger, you have to pay for like a commercial kitchen and stuff like that.
There's more costs.
Yeah.
So I think for you and anyone else in food, and actually all of you, it's like what the market will bear. I know that we've talked about that, and within your local area, you feel like the market won't bear it. But if you build the hype, they will come and pay you for it. So it's really starting to like do like you even there, you can bump it up to, if they're $3 now, bump them up to $4.50 per locally, but make the hype about it being like they're here and they're gone. So a couple other places I want to share with you again from my New York life. Levain Bakery. They have 2 locations now. People wait in line. It's a tiny hole. They sell cookies, same thing though. They sell like the giant cookies. People wait in line. When they're sold out, they're sold out. You go in the morning. Same thing with Cronuts when they first started with on sell. We got in line at 6 a.m. They don't open till 9 a.m. People would line up. There were people that were being paid to wait in line, and you could only ever buy 2 at a time. This is before Cronuts got knocked off and were everywhere else. And they would drop out. They would tell you that they're there, and they'd be gone on Cronuts specifically. And I'm not kidding when I tell you they're wrap around the corner lines for these. So I think that's where you need to start shifting your mindset and start thinking about scarcity, start thinking about time to that scarcity, building your hype around it. And then your price, people will be like, if people will pay you because they're going to want what you have and they won't be able to get it. And then the second they get it, they're like, take my money. Yes, I got cookies from her. Right.
So one of the things too is that with Easter coming up, you could test this for Easter coming up, right? Because people do spend a great deal on Easter baskets. And how can you make a special cookie that would be limited time, scarcity driven, that feels special, that's maybe individually packed or bigger or something? I don't know, that you position and you show, because people buy what they see, you show it being in Easter baskets, right?
Okay. Yeah. And so I do the custom, like you see on my cookie cutters, I do like the decorated sugar cookies as well. And so I have seen that, like I'll do the online drop for the personalized cookies. So I did tons and tons at Christmas and Valentine's Day. And so I'll do that. And so I guess I just didn't ever think of, like my 4 main flavors of cookies that I make every day. I guess it's just harder for me to wrap my mind around like making those.
Yeah, I would say just
bears.
Get creative though with those 4 main Smash cookies. You're seeing people buy them and you're seeing that that's my bestseller. Now, how can I take it? Right.
Maybe it's frosting. Maybe the frosting changes, right?
Yeah. Or the decorations, like Jacqueline said, if it's a Smash one, it sprinkles on the top. So it feels like somebody gets a personalized cookie cake in their hand, really, because it's a Smash cookie and they're getting the cookie on the bottom and they're getting the frosting on the top and sprinkles. It feels like a cake, because right now people are also buying it for themselves individually because you're stuck at home and you want to have a personalized one person thing. Like I just bought myself creme brulee the other day and ate it all to myself, so really think about that, like the experience you're giving people. And I think that would be really, really cool. I actually order from Milk Bar all the time. They have this one. It's called
also
Butter
another
Pie.
New York.
Yeah. It's Los Angeles. So
actually you're right. Oh my God. Milk Bar did all my, they did my wedding desserts. Ignore me. They did my whole wedding. Okay. I knew I
They
knew
have
the
this
name.
one thing that it's, they're known for it. It's their bestseller. It's called the butter pie butter cake. It looks like a pie. I call it the butter pie because it comes in a pie tin. And so basically they describe it as the bottom of a graham cracker thing. And you eat it and it's just like so buttery. And it looks so simple. I mean, there's powdered sugar on the top. It's $50. I ordered it for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, my sister's birthday, which was in January. You can only have the tiniest sliver. It's just like crazy delicious, but super rich. And so thinking about that as far as like, okay, they buy that, but it's everything that's around that. Like they explain it like this. I forget how exactly, but they describe it as it tastes like the bottom of a pie crust. And it was an accident. They came up with that recipe by accident. So they became really known for that. And I think that, and then I bought like birthday truffles and things like that because they say it in a certain way. They present it in a certain way, So for you, this smash cookie, I know you do personalized cookies. And there's people that do personalized cookies, but you're seeing people be like, ooh, smash cookie has frosting. Yeah. It has this divot of frosting that I get extra, just like a jelly and a donut. And it's for me or it's personalized. And that's why it costs more,
Yeah. Well, and I have scheduled a product photographer that's going to come and kind of help me. And so I'm looking to do like a relaunch for the website once I get good. And so, when it comes to like free shipping, I keep hearing people say, well, I would rather pay $30 and get free shipping than pay $25 and pay $5 for shipping. Like, Is that legit? Is that a thing?
So for Milk Bar, I have to spend $100 to get free shipping. So I bought 2 pies, for example, or cakes or whatever they call them, and then I actually have to pick the date that I want it delivered because it's food. So I have to order ahead and make sure, and then it didn't even come in time. I actually bought it for Hanukkah for Jacqueline, and then that didn't even come in time, for example, for all the stuff. So really think about that as far as like, oh, Jacqueline just paid $92 for a dozen cupcakes to make sure they got somewhere in time.
Sure.
So my cookie dealer, I just did I wanted to see what if they did free shipping. I put 1 cookie in and it says you have to add more cookies to check out. So it also has a minimum amount of cookies for it to even be worth it. So I think going back to your original question when you're asking us, because I think and this is the idea of a question like this, where you're thinking it's about pricing and bundling, but there's actually maybe something you're missing, which is I feel like that's scarcity. So when you're thinking I make these 4 cookies, great. You make your 4 smash cookies, but there's X amount per day. And when they're gone, they're gone, right? Okay. It's not like I can roll in at 4 p.m. and still get smash cookies. So you could test that and just see like about people coming earlier and they sell out, right? Then you're not maybe sitting on stuff. You could try that. The other thing is you take your 4 best sellers and you can do different frosting variations. Maybe you do sprinkles and you make it like a funfetti one. Maybe you do peanut butter cups smashed in, right? Like you could change the frosting in a way. We have St. Patty's Day, right? St. Patty's Day drop. You do like a green cookie and you test it and you hype it. Limited quantities, get them today. Like if you have like a way to contact your local people.
Yeah.
Emily said, suddenly my Girl Scout cookies are looking very bland.
So many people in the comments that are going to like,
you have to go
run over and buy your smash cookies right now.
I live in a town of 4,000 people and we paid $95 for a cake. But even like when you're thinking about scarcity, oftentimes people buy stuff because it's like that want in that time. Like for example, when Trolls 2 came out, everything was Trolls. Unicorns are another example, right? So if you did the frosting, but in the middle, there was the hair pulled up for the Trolls hair. So get really creative. And they're like, oh my gosh, these are so special.
Ooh, smash unicorn cookies would be so cool.
Yeah.
And if you could do just like a fondant horn coming. So there's this cupcake place next to us. I found them on Instagram and they do a cupcake every day and you can get these really pretty. They're like just the cupcake with a swirled frosting to look like, rainbow. And all of them come with a tiny fondant unicorn horn with the gold on it. They're just the cupcake, right? But you kind of get to up level it the way that you probably get up leveled all the way up to your cakes. So little tweaks like that increases the value. And when they're gone, they're gone. So you could do a smashed like cupcake that is like almost like smashed unicorn cookie. And then if you wanted, you could still do the horn out of it, for example, if they were thick enough. So going back to your question again about increasing pricing, I think, yes, you increase your pricing. For sure, you increase it online.
Okay.
If they come to your store, they come to your store. So if you feel like right now you just want to leave the pricing the same at your store, but see if you can build scarcity because the more people want it, then you can raise your prices.
And you can have in-store deals too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think you online, there's a minimum amount to buy to add to cart, and then also a free checking threshold that's quite high. And you hype it up in these bundles. You use social media. So following again, Levain, My Cookie Dealer, there's like knockoffs of My Cookie Dealer, other places that you know that are scarce. And then the free shipping, it's a threshold. So if you want them to spend $50 to send them something for free, put it at 50.
Okay.
Yeah.
But raise your prices, and they'll if they're on average buying 4 packs of cookies, you said they're $6 each. So now they turn into, they're 6 each, $12 packs, right? They've hit that minimum threshold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you think the market, I mean, because it still feels crazy to me that I could sell this for $12 just because I feel like here that would never sell.
True.
They're delicious and they're worth it. And
would
you spend $1 million on like a 1,000 square foot house? Probably not. But you can go to New York City and LA and they will. So if you think about, if you can look at where people are buying from too. But like you said, you have people in California being like, this is nuts. And actually there's other people here that are not in LA. They're not in New York. And they also think that your pricing is very low.
Yeah. Okay. And you might consider for the future changing up your packaging.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. What's a good, you said food margins are different. Is there a margin that I should be looking for? Or
it's what the market bears.
Okay.
So food has a stellar margin, but there's more expenses as far as like you have co-packers, that sort of thing. Usually your packaging has to be a certain way because it can be giftable, for example. Also, I wanted to really quick before we wrap this up, come back to the idea of, local. Because I know that kind of scares you. And I think it's a little bit of the mindset thing because when you originally got on the pre-call, you said, well, I'm known as kind of like the bougie one in town. And that's okay. You want to be. That's what I want to really affirm for you is like, that's what you want to be. You don't want to be competing with Walmart and Hy-Vee or whatever is over there. So it's okay. Also, a lot of people will be like, well, do I have to have my online match with like if I'm at a trade show, right? So kind of think about that same sort of thing. You can have trade show and in-person specials that don't happen online as well and vice versa, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So that will help you a little bit with your thinking around it.
Everybody wants to order. They've got many need their link. They're all trying to buy cookies
to order
before you raise your prices.
I've been seeing notifications come through of people ordering, actually.
I know. Sarah, buy some for us.
Deal of the deal before
deal of the day.
The deal is that they get it before you raise your prices.
Like a flash sale going on with how low your prices are,
Well, I just appreciate it so much. It definitely is like a confidence booster that, I can raise things and that hopefully that'll increase my sales.
Yeah. And keep us updated on it. But I think what we're dealing here, one is mindset, right?
Okay.
There's a mindset thing that you've kind of put a cap into what your possibilities are because of where you are locally.
Yeah.
And then, but you're like, but wait, I see all these other people online that are doing this, but like, it doesn't make sense for me because of, again, where you are locally. So the coolest thing is that you can ship your cookies across the country. People can buy them. They stay intact and they're willing to pay for them. People aren't going to, honestly, like $6 cookies, like a 6-pack of $6 cookies. It's almost like, I don't know, like someone said, is it quality ingredients, right? Because we could go to the grocery store and buy dollar cookies. We're not looking for dollar cookies when you're buying online.
Yeah.
Right.
And here it's like go to Walmart and you get 72 cookies for $6. Like, pennies here.
And what's inside of those? No.
Right.
So, but that's fine. Let them, if the people who want to buy the 72 cookies for $5 are not your customer.
Okay.
Your customers, do you sell coffee in your shop?
I don't. Mm-mm.
Okay.
We're like right next to a coffee shop. So I let them, I stay in my lane.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you could even put a sign out front that's like, grab your coffee and come on over for a cookie.
Yeah.
Right. And you're supporting the other business, right? Or you send people over and be like, that would be delicious with their latte next door. And you guys can almost like collab. So, or maybe you do like a joint thing where like they inspire a cookie that you sell.
Sure. Okay.
During the day, right? Because you guys are cookies and coffee. Everyone here is like, got to order cookies and go get coffee. So I think you're doing great. I think you will be pleasantly surprised. Think about scarcity and look at the market and see how you can kind of shift that for yourself on the national level outside of Arkansas.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Well, hey friends, so if you loved what you heard and you would like to coach with us, we're excited to announce our brand new reimagined The Product Boss Mastermind. So head to www.theproductboss.com/mastermind where you can learn more. And depending on when you're listening to this, you can apply now or you can jump on that wait list. We're so excited to see you over there. Thanks.